With everything that you've been through and knowing everything that you know today,
right,
what would you tell your younger self, if anything, about life?
That's a great question.
Do you think that there is like an unfair pressure put on men, especially Black men, to ask for help? Like that something's wrong with you if you're asking for help or if you need help?
Yeah, I'll be honest. I want to sit up here and say that, no, we should all ask each other for help, but it's not true. We don't even support each other a lot of the time. Everything always has to be okay. And if it's not okay, you soft. You can't pay for your girl to get nails, you ain't nobody. Our worth has been so based on a financial gain.
A man who doesn't work doesn't eat.
There you go.
When was the first time you really celebrated something and let yourself be proud of yourself for something that you did?
Wow, you got me with that.
Like, it's one thing to look at yourself and say those things, but you do have to take a moment sometimes to celebrate.
I think what hit me is that you said,
Welcome to the xoMAN podcast. I'm your host, Kiara Walker. They say men don't talk. They hold it all in, never let their guard down. But here, we like to do things differently. I sit down with Black men from all walks of life, actors, singers, entrepreneurs, athletes, and everyday guys, to peel back the layers of who they are beyond the stereotypes. A space where Black men get to be real, raw, and unfiltered. We're talking about relationships, love, success, struggles, fears, and the parts of masculinity that don't always get the spotlight. Some conversations will challenge what you think you know. Some might make you laugh, and some might just make you look at the men in your life a little differently. So whether you're here to learn or just hear some dope conversations, you're in the right place. So pull up, listen in, and let's have the conversations that matter. It's time for the xoMAN podcast to begin. Welcome back to the xoMAN podcast. I'm your host, Kiara Walker. Today, I'm joined by someone who's not just a talented actor, talented dancer, and storyteller. He is also an example of what it means to redefine masculinity today. From his dynamic performances, please welcome the one and only Skyh Black.
Wow.
Doesn't that sound nice? I was working on that.
I was like,
I wanted to give you a good intro. I was like, I gotta come with something.
Wow, thank you.
You're very welcome. Welcome to the xoMAN podcast. Thank you so much for taking time out to come and do the show. I know you have been very, very busy lately.
Well, thank y'all for having me, man.
Of course.
It's nice. We were talking before, and I said this is only my second in-studio podcast ever. So,
because you were saying your career blew up during COVID and everybody was at home, recording on Zoom.
Exactly. So you weren't going around nobody or anything like that. No. So, and as it's progressed, we're starting to get back into studios for the past year or two. Time didn't allow, so I'm excited. Yeah.
But that's good that time didn't allow, because that means you booked and busy.
God is good, ain't it?
All the time.
There's many days I wasn't.
Right. Okay, so before we get into your full story, because I have like 25 pages of questions and we don't have 25 pages of time, I do want to play a quick game with you. We call it red flag, green flag. So we've got a bunch of different situations, scenarios, and I want you to tell us and our viewers and listeners if you think that this situation would be a red flag or a green flag. Okay,
green is go, right?
Yes, green, this is good. It's no problem. Okay, let's see. Where do I want to start? Let's see. They're a cat person.
Red flag.
I saw you with your dog with the Christmas pictures. I'm a dog person too.
Yo, the dog video, bro.
You got the internet up. I mean, when you get on the internet, you keep the people talking. I tell you that.
My grandma called me talking about, why you letting the dog lick you in the mouth? I ain't raised you. I'm like, yo, what are you talking about? The dog done licked you in the mouth and Miss So-and-so done called me. I was like, oh my gosh.
Oh, not
Mama,
the
dog licked me right here. Right here. Yeah.
Okay.
And then she gonna kiss you. Y'all, what is y'all doing out there in California? I was like, okay.
Okay. She still talks to or is friends with her exes.
Green flag.
You said red or green?
I said green flag.
Green flag. Okay. Has a work husband they can't stop blabbing about.
The evolved me wants to lie and say green flag, red flag. It's going to red flag eventually.
It needs to be a red flag from the start. Wave it. It's red. Okay. A woman is super, super picky and has a really long list of dating requirements. And she's vocal about it on a first date.
Red flag, because that means you got a limited mindset.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Isn't close to their family.
I don't know. I'll say that's a green flag. Like, you don't know people's family dynamics prior.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe it's a yellow flag. Let's find out what's going on. Let's see. Your spouse often prioritizes work over spending quality time with you, saying it's for us in the long run.
Green flag.
Okay. They have a my way or the highway approach when it comes to major decisions.
Red flag.
Mm-hmm. They constantly worry about how others perceive. This is like just maybe a guy friend or something, or advice for a woman. They constantly worry about how others perceive their masculinity and avoid anything that could be seen as soft.
Red flag.
Mm-hmm.
That's where a lot of stuff messes up. My wife and I wouldn't be who we are today if we weren't emotionally available to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's see. They believe that pursuing creative careers is just not realistic.
Red flag.
Yeah, I was talking to some other guests earlier this week, and I asked everybody that because that was something that was coming up in conversations. And me being somebody who does something in the creative space too, it's really frustrating. And it's just like, I feel like it's nothing you can do with a person like that who feels like it's unrealistic. And if you surround yourself with people like that too much, it's going to affect your mindset.
Energy and frequency is right there in alignment. And I'm going to tell you one thing that Debbie Allen told me, and I carry it with me to this day. She told me the closest thing to God is being creative. Because if you think about it, God is creation, you know, and then God said, boom. Let there be light. If you are, I'm not religious, I'm very spiritual, but however, God, universe, whatever you serve, it is creation. That's how we're here. We're created. Right. So the closest thing to God, being able to do something God-like, is to be creative. So when you're able to do a skill where you get to just imagine the gift that God is giving from here to here to here, like if you don't think like that, for me, that's a major red flag. Yeah.
I totally agree. Okay, I'll do one more.
These are supposed to be yes or no questions. I'm long-winded.
No, it's good. It's good because then we get to learn a little bit more about you. Because as I'm doing my research, I see lots of stuff about your career and upbringing, but not too much personal. So we want to get real personal today.
Okay, bet.
They shut down emotionally when they're going through a tough time instead of leaning on you. And this is someone you're dating or your wife.
Flag. You gotta be. Allow me to be there for you. Because then I know more about you and know how to navigate and also learn about myself.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I also think it helps you to just learn more about a person and how they might approach other situations based on the experiences that they had in life. Yeah. It just kind of all depends. And
I just always say when you're starting to get to know somebody, it's not how you treat me at the current moment, it's how you're also treating the people around you. Because this is nice right now. But what about 2-3 years down the line? Like what happens if this scenario happens between us? Are you going to be able to rebound?
Right. Chances are probably not. Okay, well, thank you for playing Red Flag, Green Flag. Perfect. Now I want to learn a little bit more about your life. Now, before we started filming, we were talking about food. I'm always talking about food. I can't get it off of my mind. And you said that you eat to live.
Yeah.
I am alive to keep eating more and more food. That's why my back is getting bigger and bigger. And I was saying, thank you.
Yeah.
But you look even better. And I was saying, I need to be like you and be disciplined and go to the gym. It's important. Like, health is important, all jokes aside. And you were telling me about going to a hypnotherapist because I said I need help, professional help. What was that like? And what made you even go?
So, I have experienced hypnotherapy, and for me, I feel therapy is essential, period. Right? Like, I have a regular therapist and I go to a hypnotherapist when I feel sometimes, especially in the beginning of my career, I'll say, I always had this self-sabotaging thought process, right? And I think it was a little bit of PTSD I lived in Los Angeles, but before I started doing Sisters, I lived in Los Angeles for 16 years, right? And I was homeless 3 times. I think I've said this many times. There was times but no one ever knew. I always had a great poker face, but it was the career journey of trying to make this happen. Valeting cars, bartender, whole nine. LA struggle life story. 1 bedroom, 3 roommates. So you get to where you do get your break, and you do get your moment, or a moment, one of your many moments, hopefully, and you start to get a little bit of disconnect, like, oh, well, yeah, I got this one, but I ain't gonna get that.
Just a lot of self-doubt.
Yeah, I got this, but I ain't gonna get that. Or you gotta look like that to be that. Or, nah, I ain't big enough yet. Nah. And so what it was doing, it was kind of like, it was fucking me up mentally. And I was like, I would do auditions and I would kill it, and something in my mind would hit it and be like, you ain't gonna get that.
So would you just not submit the audition?
No, I submitted. I put my all into it, but it was this negative mindset, like, this is as far as you go. And so I was just kind of like, I gotta shake this. I don't know what this is. I was actually in acting class, and I realized I was having those moments. And I did go to a hypnotherapist because I said I wanted to reroute my subconscious. And I tried it, and people think that is, anybody is going to have their thoughts about what it is. But what it really did for me, I had to submit to the fact that God was doing good in my life and that I'm worthy of it. I had a worthiness issue.
Yeah.
And I did not realize that. So that's what the hypnotherapy did. It brought me back to the core of what is wrong so I can fix it. And I had a worthiness issue. I mean, I'm a kid that is from Dade County, Miami, Florida, but also I didn't grow up with my biological parents. They abandoned me from a child.
Oh, really? So who did you grow up with?
I grew up with my grandparents, my father's parents. And they raised me from the day that I came home from the hospital. But I didn't realize that I had this worthiness issue of, I never did anything to you. Why don't you want me? So I'm going now into every situation, like, just hoping you want me, or being like, nah, it's cool. You're not going to. I'm just this. I'm just a little black boy, or I'm just this, or like, and I had to correct that issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's surprising to hear you say that. I don't think that anybody would look at you and think that you would be feeling doubt or feeling like you don't look the part. You're not whatever enough. And it goes to show that you never know what somebody is going through internally. So what was the moment? Was it just in the therapy session that you realized, oh, I have a worthiness issue?
Yeah.
Or did something else happen?
So, as in the therapy session, yes, I realized by working here, because you don't just go and all of a sudden you get hypnotized like this one magical time, and then
not like the cartoons.
Boom. No, it's not like that. Like, it's actual therapy.
Yeah.
You go and you have to do the work. So you go, and then you'll have you'll listen to your sessions afterwards. so you can also understand what's going on. So you have to actually apply a whole process. It's something that if you really want to do, and I believe this, if you really want anything to really have effective change, you got to put in the work.
Right.
So I was willing to put in the work because I said, this is going to sabotage my career. And it would be self-sabotaging.
Yeah.
Right? So, excuse me. And I worked too damn hard to be the one to break it down.
Right.
So
that's self-sabotaging.
yeah,
It's
man.
hard to shake.
You don't even realize it sometimes.
And then even when you realize it, it's not like you can flip the switch
Right.
and just make a change.
Because these are private thoughts. These are not thoughts you're telling people.
Exactly.
You're not walking around saying, oh, I got a worthiness issue, bro. It's like, what?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, to be honest, even being able, and I recognize this, to have the privilege of getting therapy is what I just said, a privilege. Because a couple of years ago, I couldn't afford no therapy, man. I'm just trying to eat, bro.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So I realized that in going to therapy, it was also a privilege to actually be able to get it and pay for it. So, yo, bro, if God gave you the privilege to be able to have this abundance, you better take some and invest back into yourself or you ain't gonna have no more.
Yeah.
You feel me?
So I know that you mentioned and you've shared before that you went through a few stints of being homeless while you are out here chasing your dreams and trying to make it happen. How did you stay motivated while you were going through all of that to continue to make it happen?
Damn, how did I? I think I don't want to say it, but if it's something that I don't want to say, then it's the most transparent thing to say. Ego. I think at certain points, Black men do need ego, especially when you're in that 20s, that gotta go and get it mentality, that you need that.
And why do you say you need that?
You need that because the world tells us we're not enough, right? The world tells us that, I mean, come on, Black men, I'll be honest, we're the most feared. We get up in the morning, we're fighting each other. Why? I don't know. We are in society, we're the ones that it's aggressive if there's any passion thrown behind it. So it's kind of like you need that confidence, that just bold, bold, I can do anything feeling in your 20s, you know, or even in your 30s, you know, because the world isn't just flowers and roses,
Right.
You know, roses have thorns, you feel me? So you need that gravitas to you. And then, of course, along the way, you have to, once you're able and have the privilege, you refine it. You know what I'm saying? So I do feel that men need that because you got to get out here and you got to grind. It's not easy.
Do you think that there is like an unfair pressure put on men, especially Black men, to ask for help? Like that something's wrong with you if you're asking for help or if you need help?
Yeah. I'll be honest. I want to sit up here and say that, no, we should all ask each other for help, but it's not true.
Why not?
It's not true. I mean, like, we don't even support each other a lot of the times. So in our society, our culture sometimes feels as if it's taught us everything always has to be okay. And if it's not okay, you soft. If you can't maintain your household, you soft. You can't pay for your girl to get nails, you ain't nobody. You can't, our worth has been so based on a financial gain, right? So to say, I need help has now become the beta character of the story in needing something because you ain't do as good as X over here. You know what I mean? When sometimes circumstances are just different. So I feel that, you know, you're taught as a kid, you know, be a man, you know, get out there, you need a job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to take care. You got to take care of what's yours. It's ingrained in us. No matter how we say it, you got to get out there and get it.
Mm-hmm.
What's the first thing you say to him? What's up, bro? I'm out here, grinding.
Mm-hmm. A man who doesn't work doesn't eat.
There you go.
Yeah.
So
and
yeah,
hear that and see that.
Yeah.
Did you, when you were going through the stints of homelessness, did you feel in those moments you felt like you couldn't ask for help, or did you not have anybody? Because I also heard you say like you had a good poker face.
Hell yeah. Well, I had my grandparents.
Okay.
Did
they know?
They knew ish.
Okay.
I still had that pride and ego. I ain't gonna tell them everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna tell them I'm getting evicted, but I'm gonna find a way out of it. I may say I need 300. I may say, Dad, I need and he passed during that time.
Oh no.
And I think for me, and wow, I've actually never said this. I had to realize that my granddad passed so I could actually grow up.
Because you could always go.
And I could always, like, even though my ego wasn't going to allow it,
mm-hmm.
but I could always depend on Dad.
Yeah.
And then when he passed in the middle of like one of the hardest times in my life. And I was like, okay, again, you are a man. You cannot depend on your grandmother because she just lost her husband of 56 years.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to grow up. Daddy is not there, bro.
Yeah.
And I didn't have the support of my family. I'll be real. I didn't have the full support of my family to continue this like dream, this acting thing. That
like you need a job.
Yeah.
You need to make some money.
Yeah, exactly.
You should be helping your grandma.
Why is mama taking care of you?
Mm-hmm.
I just, my car that I bought when I was valet parking cars, just to get credit and just get back and forth to work. And this was only like 4 years ago. My grandmother had to co-sign for it.
Mm-hmm.
And over Thanksgiving, I took a picture and I sent her the title. I was like, "We did it, Mom."
Yeah, I know that felt good.
But I mean, I say that to say I'm extremely fortunate and privileged now.
Yeah.
I know my privilege and I know how good and God is to me right now. And I am not in complaints. I'm actually extremely happy.
Does it ever feel surreal to be where you are right now when you look back on everything that you've been through?
All the time.
Mm-hmm.
That hit me too. It's like all the time. I'm like, that was the second time I went back to hypnotherapy because I felt like I was living in a previous time period than my life was. So I was having this cognitive dissonance of him over here that's like, what's going on? And that guy in the media or that guy out there. And it was just like, I was just going and my mind was catching up slowly. And I was like, I don't even know who I am right now.
Mm-hmm. And that's a tough spot to be in when you feel like, I don't know who I am. Or you looking at pictures,
yeah,
looking
I'm
at stuff
looking
about
at and I'm making the decisions. And it was kind of like, I was like, oh my gosh, I got to slow down. I got to slow down because this guy is still catching up. And that's what my therapist told me. She was like, your previous self is still catching up. It's happened for you like this. It's only been 4 years.
Yeah.
I mean, 2020, I was valet parking cars. What are we in, 2024?
Yeah.
About to end.
Yeah.
4 years ago this time, I was pulling the double at the West Hollywood edition.
Yeah, that's a
trying
big
to get more
change.
money. Yo, I work on Christmas. I work on New Year's.
Right.
I ain't got nobody at the crib, so
yeah.
I had 2 roommates in a 1 bedroom. So I was like, I get the double.
Yeah.
So that's only 4 years ago. So it was a lot of like, oh shit, I got to catch up. I've learned so much in 4 years. I feel like I've had a crash course in industry.
Yeah. Now, I want to go back to something when we were talking about asking for help and, the ego and how society will make Black men feel. If another man needed help and was coming to you, what do you think would be a good way for them to be able to ask for help and still have some respect?
Well, for me, just be honest. Don't try to swindle me. If you need it, you need it.
Yeah.
Because I know I needed it. And that's why I now always speak from a heart space.
Yeah.
Even this conversation with you, I knew nothing what you were going to ask. I knew nothing what I was going to say.
Yeah.
And whatever I was going to say was going to be from a pure place.
And thank you for that. That's good.
Yeah. So I don't believe in that because that's not what I carry, right? Anymore, especially nothing. So if you're going to come to me, just come to me real. Yo, bro. And even if you fucked up, for me, yo, bro, I went and gambled the other day and I blew 500 bones and I can't tell my girl, I get you. I got you. All right, here go 500. Run me my money, bro.
Yeah. That's nice of you.
And guess what?
Be like, we got to talk about it.
I'll help you one time. And everybody out there who owes me money right now knows that. I will help you one time and I will never ask you about it again. You tell me when you can get it back to me.
And you do what you say you're going to do.
And guess what? If you never give it back to me, you can never get anything else.
I know that's right, because now your credit is shot. Okay.
No, but still, because I understand hardship. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I understand it. I done borrowed so many 200, 300, 100s. Can I please just have this? I mean, my best friend loaned me $12,000.
That's a good friend.
And I've paid him back since. But, I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
And especially if you got a dream or something you're going for, God didn't give the vision to everybody. He gave it to you. So it's like, okay, cool, I got you. But pay me back when you say you're going to pay me back. If you say you're going to pay me back in 2 years.
Yeah.
Cool, all right.
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask you about it.
Right.
But if you don't give it, don't ask me for no more. But now I did because I'd have a wife and she don't play that. And my loaning isn't as frequent. And I don't loan more than $1,500.
Yeah, and you have somebody that you need to consult with. You already said make purses red flag. You can't do that without discussion.
Janae, bro.
She don't play around.
Y'all know KJ. Kanisha Janae don't play, man. No.
I know that's right. Now, we talked about ego, but I'm curious about how you would define masculinity today.
Wow. How would I? Okay, so that's kind of a hard question for me. And I'm going to say this because I know what social media says, right? I grew up being a ballet dancer, professionally trained and career ballet dancer.
Did kids make fun of you when you were doing that?
Or
were they like making jokes and stuff because it was
I'm
ballet?
going to say this. I'm sure there was. I'm sure. But also I was in band at the same time. I was so different. And I'm still so different today. Like, noise does not bother me.
And have you always been like that?
I don't know what the fuck I am. I don't know if it's the Aquarian in me. I'm an Aquarius.
Okay.
I literally don't give a shit. Like, that is how I live. I'm like, oh, okay. So, and you could be saying it right now. As long as you don't come to me, that is when we have a problem. But when I'm like, I don't know how I've been able to do that. And I'm so grateful to God for that ability, man, because that would be mentally draining.
Yeah.
But what I will say is that I'm sure it happened, but what I was more concerned about was the people who were, if we were in class and I fell out of a turn and the other guy's talking about it. That's what would piss me off. Or like, oh, he off today. That's when I'm mad. Like all the other shit about what was going on. It's like you in your own world, right? And all this, it's like, okay, cool. But you say this, it's like me now. Who cares what everybody else is saying? But if we're in a moment and you challenge me in a way to where you're trying to throw salt in my game, it's like, I'm working. I take that shit serious.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Now we got a problem. This don't matter. Because this is how I eat. So yeah, I think that as a kid, I was so tunnel vision I really didn't care.
The other stuff didn't
It
matter.
really didn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
I cared about I cared about not having to go to college. I cared about getting in the company. I was like, when I was coming up, it was like, I got to have a job.
Yeah.
Or else my grandparents going to make me go to college. And that's not what I wanted to do. Yeah.
You're like, I'm trying to perform, not be in these books.
So I wasn't cognizant. I was more concerned about, damn, did I do 5 pirouettes a day or 6? You know, that's where I was with it.
Yeah. And then when I first saw you, you were dancing with Beyonce.
Yeah.
My queen. I love me some Beyonce.
B.
What was that experience like working with her?
I always say B is underrated.
Really?
I always do.
That's crazy because
I always do. And that's crazy because to me, because didn't she just get like Billboard like pop star of the decade or ever or something like that? But nevertheless, I always told my grandparents that was my college. Because I got to see people that I admired when I was a kid and I was sitting there watching MTV and BET and knew what I wanted to do already. Like when I got to see people like that work.
Yeah.
And I always feel now, Kay and I opened up Black House Media, right? So on a lot of and we're producing now.
Okay.
So a lot of our projects, you know, we have our different divisions and Kay is very business and detailed and I'm over like the vision and the project here. And that is how I learned. Like, that is how I know what looks good, what doesn't look good. That's where my eye developed, and I didn't even realize that. I'm sitting back dancing the whole, like everybody else would go to lunch, right? And not that I didn't go to lunch, I probably was trying to save money or something like that. So, excuse me, I'm sitting back and I'm watching her do lighting and knows what she's talking about. I'm sitting back and I'm watching the creative talk about staging and talk about imaging, and I'm just listening. And that's the shit that fascinated me.
Yeah, soaking it all
up. The making of the thing. Like, I love being in front of the camera, but the making of it is even more dope. Like, and then to know each and everything. Like, I'm sitting here and I'm gonna be real with you. In this moment, I'm like, what frame is this? What frame am I on? Am I on the 30? I feel like I'm on 32. I'm on the 40. I'm on 50. Like, I'm actually like, but that's fun to me. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So all that in the production of it, I was like, oh, this shit is lit. You know? So, and she knew about every single department, bro. And at that time, I didn't know my profession was going to be an actor, right? But can I tell you, being on set is one of the best things in the world to me, because I'm like, I'm in the world with the character, but then it's like, okay, what lens am I on? Here's the camera, make sure the boom, boom. How is it? It's like, you need to know your blocking and this and your lighting and where you're going and how you're moving and to know what that person is seeing so you could connect with that lens right there on that side. Like, it's not just, oh, I'm moving. It's like, but are you connecting? And that shit for me was great. Yeah. And I learned it from her. That is what I learned from her.
Yeah.
Not just getting out there and performing. It's the background shit. The performing is the last part of it.
And it's so short after all of the time that y'all spend preparing. And it's just like a snippet.
Creation. Remember,
and it's beautiful.
Remember we were talking about creation? The closest thing to God is being creative. It's creation.
Exactly.
That's why it's beautiful.
Now, I heard you say that you and your wife have started producing now.
Yeah.
Do you feel like Hollywood does a good job of telling Black stories, and more specifically, Black love stories, and telling them authentically?
I feel that we haven't had it in a while. Because, like, you know, you still don't get that, and I haven't seen it yet. And I would love to do it because it's time. But those Love Jones, those Loving Basketballs, you know, those Best Mans, those like brown sugars, you know, like I don't know where that is right now for us. Like, you know, like when you say those titles, am I wrong when you say those? I Love Jones.
That's a classic.
I mean, like, Jason's lyric, you know, so we don't have that right now.
Yeah.
And not for, I think, the newer generation of actor to solidify these moments in time. You know, so, and those are all beautiful love stories.
What kind of stories do you all want to tell with the content you're producing?
Wow, so Kay and I'm the art house guy.
Okay.
I'm the dude that is the indie guy. Contrary to popular belief, I'm the one that's like, oh, you gotta feel. And but no, what I really want to do is, I think the true way to equality, which is subjective, right? Is having a story told to where we're not just talking, we don't have to talk about the injustices. They're actually seen within the project. Like, imagine if you're in a scene and you walking down the street, right? And you actually just catch that person, you know, racially profiling. You know,
clutching their purse when you walk by.
Yeah, because and just natural though. Because it's real. And I think with Kay and I, we always want to make it a point to tell something real. Like that. So that's what we're doing with our content. What are you taking away from this?
Real people's stories.
Yeah, like what are you taking away from this? How are you feeling after this? What do you want more of this? Right? Like any genre, I don't think there's a specific genre right now that we gonna say we just want to stick to. No, I do know, and I can finally say that we did sign on to do our first film together.
Oh, that is exciting.
Yeah, we did. So I'm excited.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm excited about that. And it's going to be interesting because we know each other so well, and we know each other's weaknesses, and we also know each other like we're not nice to each other.
What? What do you mean?
We love each other too much to be nice to each other. Like we'll be like, I don't believe you.
Oh, like when you're working.
I don't believe. Yeah, when you're working.
You need to come harder.
Yeah, I don't believe you. That was, no, I don't believe you. That wasn't real. You know, so.
Does that get annoying sometimes?
So, no.
Okay.
Not at all, man. No, not at all, because it's so like, I've never met anybody that knows me better than me and knows what's better for me than me.
Now let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Y'all met on set?
Yeah, we did.
Okay. And I take it you had to keep it a secret, under wraps for a while?
Yes, we did.
Now, how did y'all do that? Because when I see you guys
we failed
now...
miserably, man.
Was it the PDA? Y'all seem to like PDA a lot.
We do. We're very comfortable with each other, you know, and we're in our own world. We are in our own world all the time. So I think it was one of my castmates at the time when we were filming. So we were trying to not be together. I mean, she was bringing in this big suitcase by herself, and I'm bringing in this suitcase, and I'm like, I want to get it, but I'm like, oh gosh,
I don't want to do anything to tip anybody off.
And we were in the bubble, like we were in the bubble at Tyler Perry Studios. So you know, it was a lot of strict rules. So. That year was interesting. It was funny. We found out later on that we weren't fooling anybody.
I can believe that. Everybody always thinks they're fooling when you with a coworker, and everybody knows.
Right. So, yeah, man, I think we didn't even, people think we got together there, but we didn't even get together. We got together outside.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we both live in LA. So, well, of course now we live in LA together, but at that time we were both in LA. So she called me right after I booked all the Queen's Men.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, hey, well, she DM'd me.
Okay.
She slid me
in the
me a DM.
Sometimes it works.
She did. She slid me a DM and she said, hey, congratulations. And if you need any advice on leading your show, I can offer any advice. And I was like, oh, thank you. And so we were talking and she said, send me your number. And I sent her my number. And then she called me. Mm-hmm. And that one conversation, we talked on the phone for 3 hours the first time we talked.
Oh, wow. That's a long time.
3 hours.
About everything, I take it.
Oh, my God. It was like...
Still has you speechless.
Yeah, man. I was like, damn. And then we talked again the second day. Mm-hmm. And in that 3 hour span, we set a date to meet up. Mm-hmm. And I think on January 7th. Yeah. And I remember the date. Crazy, right? So I talked again to her the next day, and I was like, damn, I wanted to see. I hadn't even seen her. Mm-hmm. But we was like, no, we're gonna keep the 7th. So I did this whole elaborate picnic and all that stuff because it was COVID. You had to be outside. We drove up to Malibu, the whole thing. I think I'm speeding past it because I think it's on a gang of other interviews. Yeah. And I don't want to be redundant because I know you got 25 million questions. No. So yeah, we got there, had the first date. We stayed I stayed at her house that night. Mm-hmm. No, she did not. She did not let me get none that night. But we have not been together apart since the 7th of January, 2021. Oh my gosh.
That's crazy.
From the first date.
Now, was there ever a period, since this was all kicking off during COVID, that maybe either of you questioned if, okay, I really love this person and I love being with them because I do, or is it because the world is shut down and I'm lonely a little bit?
Well, we weren't shut down. We were working. And I think at that time we were shooting more than normal because I know personally I was going back and forth between Sisters and All the Queen's Men. Okay. I was rounding out my storyline on Sisters. I was, people don't know that All the Queen's Men first season was filmed twice.
I didn't know that.
The original season, it was only originally, it was 31, it was 8 30-minute episodes. And we filmed it. And Tyler liked it so much that they brought us back, we reshot it, and we shot hour-long episodes, 10. Yeah, so I say that to say I was shooting so much and we were apart from each other so much, right? And then I was doing other projects that found out how to start shooting during COVID. Yeah. And so Kay and I never really, and she was doing 2 projects at the time and went into doing 3. So we never got that incubator time. In fact, we were flying to each other so much, trying to get more time with each other. Yeah.
Now, how did you know she was the one?
That is such a loaded question. I mean, like, Kay is like, it's just like, it doesn't not make sense. Like, it's just kind of like, that's the love of my life, bro. Like, I don't know. I just feel so safe.
You light up when you talk about her. Every little instance, it's like a twinkle in your eye.
I love, like, that is my lifeline. Like, I really feel she saved the second part of my life. Like, I love her to death, man. I wish she was here. Like, I'm a loner. I'm a loner. I'm not a guy that's gonna have 10 million friends around me. Like, I have my friends here and there, but even when I go to places, like, today at Kiara, I didn't come in here with no publicist and manager and this and that. And no, I came here with me. It was a nice 30-minute drive over from where I'm have a house. And I mean, I like to be with myself because I'm around so many people a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I got off work at 1:30 last night, came here. Like I love all this solitude, you know, so,
Yeah.
but it's not solitude when I'm with her.
Yeah.
We got so many inside jokes.
Mm-hmm.
We play it around all the time, you know, like I was talking to her. I was like, okay, you want to come here? I'm bored now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think people get wrong about y'all's relationship when they are critiquing it,
That is
questioning
for
it?
sure.
That is for sure.
That is for sure. That is fake.
Mm-hmm.
And that we actually give a shit.
I mean, you can't because...
But I mean, I'll say this. And I always said the most beautiful thing about even starting our relationship, Kay and I didn't need each other for shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's on a #1 show from 18, the real demographics of sisters, #1 in its entire demographic on cable,
Mm-hmm.
from 18 to 49 in Black women.
Mm-hmm.
That is, those ratings are crazy. They're going
Yeah.
to season 9, I think.
We were watching it while I was getting my makeup done today.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we don't get the industry respect, but at the end of the day, man, shows getting canceled left and right.
Mm-hmm.
And I like mine.
Yeah.
You know, and even with mine, I'm shooting season 5 right now.
That's amazing. Because many shows do get canceled
Hell
all the
yeah.
time.
I'm shooting season 5 while season 4 is airing on BET Plus.
Get your subscriptions.
But I say that to say she's just, yeah.
Do you believe in soulmates?
Yes.
And
hell yeah.
you would say
Hell
she
yeah.
is yours?
Hell yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't not believe in soulmates.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, before her, I would have said, I don't know. You know, I didn't even want to be with nobody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we didn't need each other. We wanted each other. That's why we're here. We both have money.
Yeah.
Real talk. We both have money.
Mm-hmm.
Both career going good. Both got our own friend circle. Mm-hmm. In fact, I'm the kind of guy like I don't even feel like dealing with your friend.
This lady's like, let me go find something else to do.
I'm like, okay, let me go over here. But so soulmates, yeah. I mean, yeah, our grandmothers talk every day on the phone. We're from the South.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? When we go to family Christmas, it's everybody.
Yeah.
It's not like who house we going. It's like everybody come. Like we are a Southern ass family. We know the rules. Like get up and fix my plate. Or like she told me before I got up, she's like, if you don't sit down, my grandma looking at me. You know. So we match.
Yeah.
We just match.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I'm lucky because it looked good too. Shit.
Yeah, y'all do look fabulous. Both of you. It's just
but
like,
that's not it. That look shit fade, bro. Because if you gotta live with that person and you don't like that person, good luck to you and that person.
right.
You gotta like the person you with. Love, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It fades, accidents happen.
Yeah, shit happens.
Taste change.
I mean, I love my wife to death. I'm glad I waited to get married. I'll be honest.
Why are you glad that you waited to get married?
Because I had to grow up. I had living to do. That's, I tell a lot. I may get a little flack for this, but I even tell my little, well, he's like my nephew, but it's Kay's cousin. I'm like, don't rush. Live your life. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying be reckless. But also think about your future self and don't be reckless with somebody's heart down the line. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. Because you ain't lived life. And now all of a sudden you feel trapped. But brother, you got responsibilities, bro. Feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. And some people, they feel trapped. They feel these things. They didn't live out their life when they were younger. And then they end up hurting people, having a nasty domino effect to do it later.
I love that about Kay and I. We lived our life. So every experience that we are ready for and wanting now and that we're intentional about, we love having because we're not longing for some other shit.
Now, when you got with her, the self-sabotaging behavior and the self-doubt, were you over that already? Or was that something that came out a few times throughout your relationship?
Yeah.
You were over it?
No.
It came out?
It helped me reveal it. She helped me reveal it.
What was going on? What were you doing?
Because I'll say something like, well, I mean, I did it. But then she's like, why would you say that? Why don't say that? This shit is incredible. Look at this. Like she's always wanting to look at this.
Like
look at
speaking
you.
life into you.
Da-da-da. And at the same time, I do it for her. Because it's like, that's the thing. I can see her greatness. I'd be like, yo, just blah, blah, blah. I'm like, see, I told you, didn't I tell your ass? You know? And then with me, she'll be like, no, see, tweak that. There it is. Because see, I'm your demographic.
Yeah.
You know, so we bring out the best in each other. And the beautiful thing about Kay and I is that we want each other to shine. Ain't nobody in this shit to try to outdo the other, bro. It's like, that is not it.
Right. You don't want to be in competition with your person.
That is not it. Tyler told us this one great thing, and I forever remember it. And he said, if you roll together, you'll get there faster. And that stuck with me. And with Kay and I's together, like, yo, that is, we're talking about legacy, life, love, like fun, kids, trust, finances. Like that's what we're very. We're in sync.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys want children?
Hell yeah.
How many?
I can't tell you that.
Oh, okay. I was trying to ask. You might want 3, 4, 10.
Oh,
you never know.
No.
You're like, wait a minute.
I'll say 2 to 3.
2 to 3. That's a good safe number. Yeah, that's not too many of them. With everything that you've been through and knowing everything that you know today,
right?
What would you tell your younger self, if anything, about life?
You will be successful. Keep your head together. And when it happens, enjoy it.
When was the first time you really celebrated something and let yourself be proud of yourself for something that you did?
Wow, you got me with that.
Because it seems like you probably haven't allowed yourself to do that a lot, and KJ is encouraging you to.
I haven't. Not yet.
You haven't?
Not yet.
I wish I had something to give you. You gotta celebrate. Like, it's one thing to look at yourself and say those things. But you do have to take a moment sometimes to celebrate.
Yeah. I mean, it's so like, I think what hit me is that you said, when have you?
Not somebody else.
Taking a moment.
Yeah.
And I don't think I have taken a moment for me yet. If I'm just gonna be real, I haven't celebrated me yet.
Why not? What's stopping you?
And that's a great question. I wish I could just give you this super deep answer. But honestly, that's something that I don't even know yet. I don't even know yet. And I guess maybe this conversation always says things happen for a reason to make me realize that maybe I'm not, fully enjoying my time. I'm so focused.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it is. I'm so hyper focused because I know the vision I see for us. And it's just so, there is where my mind is. My blinders are on. And I think that's a gift and a curse sometimes. Because
Yeah.
then you don't realize what you're not doing for yourself. Like,
Mhm.
you know, like I said, I'm pretty simple. Contrary to social media. Again, I came in here with no by myself.
Yeah.
I'm a very simple guy. You know, I don't require much. I mean, I like nice things, but
Of course.
I'm not a slave to them either.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you think that maybe somewhere inside you have a bit of a fear of going back
Probably. That
to
may
that?
be, look at you.
And that's why you got to
Look
stay
at you. Look
on
at you.
the
You done got
path.
your. There we go. Look at you. She done gave me a damn therapy session sitting up here.
I got to add a new title up under here.
Better get your multi-hyphenate on.
Therapist.
Yeah. But I mean, it could be a form of PTSD. Yeah. I mean, shit, you.
Yeah,
I mean, or it could be amp. Hey, I am shooting this. I am shooting right now. But yeah, it could be. It could be, man. Yeah, and you never know, because sometimes that bar, even though, let's just say you may not have no money, but you may got these zeros in the bank, but you want that zero in the bank. I know I do that.
Yeah.
Like
it's hard to celebrate.
I wanted that. Oh.
And it's also hard to celebrate and stop and see what's going on in those moments when you're a person who's like, okay,
Constantly
I achieved it,
thinking
next
for the
one.
next. Yeah, boom, that's me.
Yeah.
Got it, next. Got it, next. Okay, got it, next. Got it, next. Okay, yeah. Turn on, let's eat some pizza. Got it, next.
Yeah, because it's all a part of the bigger plan.
It's always the bigger plan.
But that is hard to do. I get it. I understand it. But I do want to encourage you to just do something for yourself.
Kiara,
it could be something simple.
I got you. You know what I did? You know what I do enjoy? I did the other day, and I did this because I was going to go to the gym, but I was like, my body's tired. I don't feel like it. I took myself to dinner. I went to Nobu. I literally just sat there by myself.
Had a nice dinner.
I really did.
Yeah.
I really did. I don't know how one person can run it up $400.
I have an idea.
I was like, what the fuck?
How did we get here? Very small portions, small bites. I can see it.
I was getting there going ham. I was hungry, but no.
That's funny. What else did I want to ask you about love? What would you say is one of the most vulnerable moments you've shared with your wife?
My finances.
And
that was before we got married.
Were you scared?
I've talked about this before. Hell yeah.
Did you practice in the mirror before you?
No. I'll be honest. I went broke.
Oh.
I went broke. Like, people don't understand that self-marketing costs a lot. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, Kay's wedding and Kay and I's wedding costs.
I know it did. That was a production.
So I'm not gonna be tasteless and say the amount, but honestly, that's what encouraged me and enlightened me and said, yo, you are very good at being a producer. You know what I'm saying?
So you put that together?
Hell
all
yeah,
those performances?
We sat there, bro. Like, no, people don't think. And I'm gonna say this because I'm annoyed about this shit. What? I gave a wedding planner $50K. And she gave us her ass to kiss because it didn't go the way that she wanted to go. However, we're good people. We pay our bills, so whatever. But in the meantime, Kay and I's wedding, the venue even, I called in was my own assistant. Sorry, Malibu Dream Home.
Sometimes you got to do that, you know.
I called in, it was my own assistant and got us in that place 3 months before our wedding.
And that's like unheard of.
3 months. On a July 4th week. What? No, wasn't July 4th. What is that in September? I got married September 3rd.
Labor Day.
Labor Day. On a Labor Day weekend in Los Angeles.
Woo.
Bro, when I tell you, I was like, and then everything that we said, we were very intentional. We said, this is ours. I don't give a what. No, can I curse on you? Okay,
I'll just bleep it. Go ahead.
Cool. I don't give a fuck what nobody want.
Yeah.
This is our day. We have worked our behinds off in LA. At this point, me 20 years, her 17.
Mm-hmm.
We owe this to ourselves.
Yeah.
And you said, did I celebrate myself? No, not even in the moment, because 30 minutes before people were even being shuttled up, I'm out there with the lighting guys. No, make sure that hit there. No, make sure this. And when she walks down the aisle, I need all the cameras over here because you need to catch there. Because we knew we had a People magazine thing going on, and it was just like I was guiding. You can see it. We have footage of it. And I'm guiding people, and like, you have to come in here, use zoom out there, make sure you lighting cues the night before. Mm-hmm. So that was like 30 minutes that I had on my tuxedo, which I fucking love.
The people gave you so much flack for the wedding, the performances, your tuxedo with the train.
I'm a performer. I mean, I've been on stage my whole life since I've been 5. And my grandfather and my grandmother fostered that shit from Union Springs, Alabama, and did not know what performing arts was. All they knew was that their little grandboy lit up by being a tap dancer, playing saxophone, being a ballet dancer, and actor, and they fostered that shit. You know, so I always say I owe it to them to that I made it.
Yeah. And
I mean, my grandma even told me one time, as long as you keep going, I won't stop. And she was helping me. And I'm in my 30s early 30s at this time, and she giving me bread to pay rent. Imagine how that feels. Your widowed grandma.
Yeah.
So it's like, nah, bro, this wasn't just for me and my wife. This was for our grandmothers were sitting up there on that side. That was for her mama. Her dad, I had on my granddad's pendant. My granddad wore cowboy boots. My white shoes were an ode to him by Alexander McQueen. Yeah. So I had a pendant right here that had his picture in it because he couldn't be there. And that's the most important man in my life.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I don't wear shirt. I do not like, I've always said when I got older, if I don't want to wear a shirt on a suit, I'm not going to do it.
I mean, if I was in the gym,
I'm very steadfast. I didn't do it. And I knew, and to be honest, I didn't give a shit. I was caring about the shots. And I knew how I wanted it shot and everything. And I knew how I wanted, and I knew what Kay loves. I knew how she wanted to look and everything. And I was like, okay, let me get the sash so it go this way. And then her shit go that way. And then boom. And we got what we wanted. We got everything we needed. But that's why I say you can't think about other shit. Like, I mean, I had the time of my life.
It looked like a great time.
We had oxtails. No, we took it back to the South. We had oxtails. We had ribs. That was the food we loved. We don't eat cake. We like pie, so we had pie that we didn't even cut. Lil Mo was gracious enough. That is the first song Kay and I ever danced to.
Really?
And she came out there and did it. So, and we had a lot of corporate sponsors that just were a part. You know, with product and everything. Yeah. But as far
weddings
as
are high.
Yeah, but as far as financing, all self-financed. And when I say the budget was that of an indie film.
I mean, the people were being funny in the comments talking about it looked like a Tyler Perry production, but it really very much was a production. And like the clips that we got to see with not being there. And so you can tell that a lot of extra was put into it.
Yeah, and then afterwards, you know, you get the people in, hey, who did you use? What vendor did you use to get this? Who did you, can I tell you how many, shout out Brandon Gray, from Grayscale Custom. Can I tell you how many niggas started wearing grayscale? Hey. And now I see white suits all over.
Oh, that's who designed yours. Yeah. Okay.
Now I see white suits all over. I'm like, oh, now I see men's interests all over. Yeah. And I was like, yo, walking down that aisle, God, let me tell you something. I'm on a hilltop in Malibu. Paying for this. All this shit mine. From the shuttles to the cameras, to the this, to the that, to all the food. We see Kay and I, we didn't have plated. We didn't want to do a dinner. We wanted to party. So we had all you could eat. People was walking around all night with food, open bar.
That's my kind of party.
We had gift bags for people afterwards. Like, thank you for coming, because we understood that one, it ain't cheap to come out here to Los Angeles. Two, you gotta, you have to, people had to put back. Our family, just because we have it, our family ain't got it like that. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We required a certain attire. And then at the same time, we didn't expect people to drive to Malibu. Here we had the shuttles for everyone. So it was a lot of thought that went into making everybody comfortable. We even had to where Kay said, I don't want women to have to be in heels all night.
Mm-hmm. How considerate.
So she had these like slides that had the Black experience on them that we just guesstimated for everybody's foot size.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well, I know myself. I don't have to want to wear a jacket and sweat in it. I was like, let me get t-shirts for the guys. Mm-hmm. So I got a lot of Black t-shirts for the guys, all different sizes. So we were very gracious to our guests because we knew that it's expensive.
Yeah.
To come out there.
As a guest?
Yeah.
As anybody a part of a wedding? Yeah, it's high.
Yeah, so we were thankful for them.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, man, it was a dream, bro. Mm-hmm. Like it really, really was. And I was just feeling when I was walking down that aisle, I was like, I can't not believe I've accomplished this. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you think it ain't gonna happen. I'm gonna be honest with you. Sometimes you think it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
I've been in such dark places sometimes. I'm like, what am I doing? Mm-hmm. I'm glad that's not me no more.
Right.
But I've been there. I ain't gonna sit up here and lie. I've been there. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like, damn, mama. Mm-hmm. 3 years ago, I was at the Edition Parking Cars. You was helping me pay my $391 car note.
And now look at this.
Bro, I have to even give myself that credit sometimes. I'm like, nigga, like, relax. You pretty cool right now. It's working. It's happening.
Mm-hmm. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Know that you earned it. It wasn't given to you.
Yeah.
You work hard for it. You sacrifice for it. Yeah, you've done a lot to get to where you are. And that's really good. But again, you got to stop with the doubt.
No, the doubt ain't, see, that's the thing. The doubt ain't there.
Okay.
The hustle is the hustle that overpowers.
Yeah.
It's the, oh, I got an idea about this. Oh, let's do this. Mm-hmm. Oh, coffee. The coffee is going excellent right now. Thank you, BET. Mm-hmm. We have a deal with Shop with BET. You can find our coffee on there. Oh. But Kay and I just love coffee. We get up every morning and we're very big coffee connoisseurs and we're very big on gourmet coffee. So we went into the coffee business. We went with Russell's Gourmet Coffee, our partners, and we made up the recipes. I sat there and I was like, I wanted to taste like this. Mm-hmm. And then I at the time with my assistant, I was just like, all right, let's look up this. Okay, now I want to go here and I want to see how this tastes if you mix this together. So we were very involved in the process of the beans and the notes and the this and what do women like versus what men like. You know what I'm saying? Like energizing calm. That's what Kay's like. She doesn't like a boom. She likes a steady energy. I like, let's get up, let's get it.
Yeah.
So that's how we were able to find it, but we were very involved. Even the packaging. I ain't gonna lie to you. I designed the packaging.
I was about to ask, how involved do you get on every new venture that y'all?
From the ground up.
Super detailed?
From the ground up. I'm not, if I can't be a part of the creative process, I ain't doing it.
Really?
No, I'm not. Why? I don't have the time. Mm-hmm. Like if I'm going to invest my time, which is the most valuable asset,
you can't
I'm
make
a part
that
of the
back.
creative.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's if it's for Skyh Black or KJ Smith Black or the Blacks, that's our brand.
Yeah.
So you can't just tell us what we know. We have an audience. We know what people like. We know what they don't like. We know, we're not going to be affected, but we understand,
And it seems like you give your wife, well, not seems like you do. You give your wife a lot of credit and you speak very highly of her.
Of course.
Is that treating her with so much respect, a woman that you love, is that something that your grandparents instilled in you? Or was it just always that way?
I would say yes. I didn't even know they instilled it so much just because that's the way my household was.
Yeah.
And I was a mama's boy. And I was a daddy's man. So when I was a boy, my grandmother was around me. She was the one taking me to all my lessons and running me from dance class to acting class to band rehearsals. I was heavily in church, so I'm at choir rehearsals and all that stuff. So I was with her the whole time. She's sitting up there waiting. When I auditioned for performing arts school, she's sitting up there taking me to everything. So it was her and I a lot because my granddad, he was a general contractor.
He had to work.
Right, yeah, so he had to work. You know, dad was out there he built schools.
Oh, wow.
You know, so I grew up very black middle class. We were good, but it was construction. So, you know, some years 200,000 is great. Some years $20 ain't nothing. I mean $20 is everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I should have said $200,000 is around.
Good. Yeah.
$20 can be $200,000 sometimes when you're in construction, because sometimes you just can't afford it, you know, if you had a bad year. So that's how my household was. But with that, I say he brought the money home. He gave it to my grandmother. My grandmother was great on, they were both from Union Springs, Alabama. They were great on saving. They were great on this. And now that I'm my own man, I actually, and didn't even think about it, I do the same thing. Because Kay and I believe in each other's strengths.
Right.
I don't need to be over our finances just because I'm the man. You feel what I'm saying? Like Kay's father, rest daddy's soul, was an accountant. So she grew up in that.
Yeah.
By trade.
Yeah.
That is what she knows. Kay is a financial guru. Kay can switch this, flip that, Kay can grow your money 5 times in 1 month. And she likes it. It's her thing.
Yeah.
Like that is her, like, I say, hobby.
Crunching numbers as a hobby is wild.
She just like, that and online shopping.
Oh, yeah. Now that one I can relate to.
But and so seeing my grandparents, and they were married to death do them part 56 years. Woo. 16 and 18. Grandma was 16, granddad was 18. So I did grow up seeing that, but I also grew up seeing a man work hard to get what he wanted.
Yeah.
So he was his own general contractor. He owned it. It was his company. So even when his employees weren't out there, he was out there on a Saturday or Sunday if the inspection is happening on Monday.
Yeah.
So I worked for him in the construction office growing up. So to me, all I saw was hard work and discipline. Hard work and discipline. That's what I saw. So even I feel like I'm a very unorthodox guy and eccentric guy, but I still have a lot of core values that just seeped into me.
And like traditional things, like that is what makes a man.
Yeah, like you know, we put our Kay and I put our money together. Some people don't. Ain't nobody faulting you. You know, everybody teaches on. Some people be like, bro, how can you let us see your money, nigga? Like, shit, her season's longer than mine. Right. I'm only in season 5. Like, they on Who Shot Gary? You know what I'm saying? So, like, obviously, you know, but together we can accomplish a hell of a lot more. Yeah.
Yeah. So no need for like traditional things, traditional roles in the relationship. It's like, let's do what we're good at, what we like.
Well, no, we still very traditional.
What's traditional
like,
about you guys?
Like, he ain't gonna like, that's my man. Like, I'm still the man at the household, and she's still the woman. Like, I don't go in the kitchen.
You step out of there.
I never go in the kitchen, except to get something out of the refrigerator. She never will ever touch the trash.
Amen.
She doesn't even like, I'm sure my wife don't even think about it. Anything and everything going on outside with the cars, with this, that's me.
That's what I was about to ask about.
Yeah.
I hate car stuff.
Oh no, that's me. She'd be like, my husband will take care of it. My husband will take care of it. My husband will take care. Oh no, my husband will take care of it. Like, after this, I gotta hop on the call. So, but when it has to do like people probably gonna hate me, but when we talking about like groceries and she telling the assistant what to do, I be like, bro, I don't know, like whatever you want.
Yeah, I would hate for you to be my Instacart shopper.
Oh no,
and I think that's a man thing. Y'all not good at that.
Oh, I'm not. I'm horrible. I'm horrible. I don't even like going into the store.
Really?
I go in, I get one thing, and I go out. That's the kind of shopper I am.
I wish I could.
I am. I like last year when I was shooting, Kay came and she said, "Skyh, why don't you have water?" I said, "I got water at the studio." She was like, I said, "I got one right here in my bag." She said, "You don't have water
at home?"
At home. She said, "You have sweats from Target. You just went to Target and you didn't think to go down the aisle and get toiletries and you're almost out of deodorant too." I said, "Baby, I'll get like I'm very, yeah."
She takes care of those
She
things.
takes care of all that, bro. Baby, shout out to you because that house would go down in fucking flames. It feels up to me.
Yeah, y'all be in there thirsty. You might die of thirst messing around with you having to be responsible for that. Okay, well, so we have a segment called Hot Takes.
Okay.
And I'm going to present a situation to you. And I want you to give us your hot take on it. Okay?
Okay.
Now let's see. Okay, this is something that me and one of our producers were talking about yesterday. What is your take on ghosting someone versus actually having a conversation that you don't want to see each other or communicate anymore? Do you think that people are starting to feel too entitled?
To just ghost somebody?
Not entitled to ghost somebody, but entitled as in this person owes me a conversation to explain to me that they're not interested versus I just won't hear from him again. And this is not a deep relationship. This is like first, second date.
Oh, if it's via text, it's like whatever. Like you just ain't texting them when you fell off. Who cares? But if you were supposed to go on a date and somebody ghosted you.
Oh, like stood you up?
Yeah.
No,
hell no.
Not that.
I was about to say.
Just
I was like, you wasted my time, bro.
After the date, you don't hear from them again. Versus them telling you, I don't want to see you. I did not like the date.
Oh, you don't, man, don't nobody owe you that.
So it's giving a little entitled,
yeah,
huh?
man. Like, you know what? And I know we got to go. I got a friend. She got to break up. Don't get mad at me. She got to break up like a fixed text that says insert name here. I'll be like, yo. Why even send the motherfucker, y'all? Like,
yeah,
that is so impersonal to me. Like, it's almost like, but if it's early and y'all just fell off texting, it's like you feel the energy. Energy is a language and a frequency. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah, you got to pay attention to that. It hurts. And it sucks to be on the receiving end of being ghosted, but I've definitely ghosted.
Yeah.
And it's like kind of awkward.
It's just like,
I'm going to shoot you while you down. Then I might.
Y'all work together? If you don't work together, nobody care. You gonna see him?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, well.
Okay, and then one more. I'm glad you said that. What's your take on dating coworkers? What you got to say about it?
You're getting married and had the best time of your life.
But would you tell that to somebody for real?
Yeah. Shit, y'all know already. Like, just maybe. Here we go. See. Maybe God brought y'all together in the workplace because y'all have like minds and want to go in the same place.
Maybe so. If it's meant to be.
Yeah.
If it's meant to be. Now, don't be at these people's jobs.
Don't be at nobody's jobs being like, yo, I'm finna go date. Hey, cubicle one.
Somebody I know was dating someone that he worked with and then started sleeping with another woman at this same job. And they found out about each other. One woman storms into the meeting with him and the owner of this company and is just like showing her ass and going off about, did you know that he was doing this and he's sleeping with me and he's sleeping with her? It was very messy, but a very entertaining day at work.
You know what? I just want to point out that if that was on TV, y'all would say that shit wasn't real.
Right.
However, she just told a story and it was real.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it in something.
You should. That's how I feel about my ideas. I said my next career, I need to be a screenwriter because all these ideas
Why not in your current career?
Well, I need to learn how to do it first. That's all.
Just start writing.
That's what everybody keeps saying. I'm gonna do
See,
it. Write these ideas.
So,
I keep them in my notes.
We'll make a pact.
Okay.
So what was yours to me? It was if you celebrate yourself and you start writing.
Start writing.
Just start. Just get a piece of paper and just write that shit out. You'll be amazed.
Okay. I'm going to try it.
That's why they have created by and screenwriters. The screenwriter can come in and shift it around, but created by is you.
Yeah. You know what? You got a good point there. Today was a good day.
Hey.
Now, before we leave, I do want to ask you something that I ask every single one of our guests. And I want you to tell our listeners and me what your favorite part about being a Black man is today.
Oh, man. That's a very loaded question.
Isn't it?
I think so. I think you have to grow into loving yourself.
Mm-hmm. And do you feel like you're there now?
Yeah. Yeah. If you had asked me that 2 years ago, I couldn't have answered you.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite part about being a Black man is knowing that now I'm deserving of everything that I am given, because as a Black man, I had to work for it.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't given anything except for by the Lord above. But the navigation to get to wherever, I had to follow those ordered steps, and I had to think and strategize and use my thought process and work my ass off. So I'm deserving as a Black man. That's what I love about being a Black man. We work for hours. Yeah. Even sometimes we may have to submit. Sometimes submission is elevation.
How so?
Not every battle is meant to be fought.
Mm-hmm.
You give people your power when you allow them to affect you. If somebody come up to you and want to start something, I did it last night. And this is the realest shit ever. Somebody tried to start some shit with me last night. And I walked away. Twice. Only a fool argues with themselves. And I kept my power. And in that moment, that's when I knew I was ready. I am ready now. As of 1:30 something last night. I was able to keep my power, harness my power, walk away. Because old me wouldn't have walked away. Even though I wasn't in the wrong. Old me would have done something to escalate it and then immature me would have knocked the fuck out of you, and here is my fault. No, seriously, I'm being honest. That's not winning the battle. You just lost. You lost everything. You couldn't keep your composure. You couldn't emotionally regulate yourself. You're a Black man. You have no choice but to. Because your passion is anger. Your intensity is aggressiveness. Pull it in. Win the fucking game. And I walked away and I won. And now a level will be unlocked. And I will be able to ascend. But you can't ascend until you pass these fucking tests. And for me, last night was the ultimate test. And I was like, I deserve this. I worked to get here. I did therapy. I put my money back into myself. That don't mean all the time going and getting the nicest clothes and the this and that. That means, I'm fixing myself. Because I know what I see. And if I ain't right, ain't nothing going to be right around it. If I ain't right, I ain't going to get it. So now, boom, I deserve this. That's the best part about being a Black man, because goddamn it, we have to actually work to get every single thing we get. Every piece of respect, every piece of validation, everything, every accolade. We ain't just getting it.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna say Black women are getting it either. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna go there. It's just about the Black men. I ain't gonna go there. I'm not forgetting, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because shit, But
that'll be a whole nother podcast.
But what I'm saying is what men go through.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I can't hate nobody.
And you know, earlier when I was asking you about masculinity, maybe what you really believe is masculinity, because you said you've unlocked a new level. You're a hard worker. You were able to have self-control. You have the discipline, the drive, and the focus. And those are the things that make you a man, a mature man, an evolved man. And those are traits that you look at that contribute to being a man.
You know,
and
what?
That kind of goes into masculinity right there. You didn't know. We pulled it together. Yeah. Oh, heavy hand.
No,
you gonna knock my press-ons off. I'm just
now they're gonna be like, he beat the hoe.
No. I know. But yeah, I think that's good, and I'm proud of you for that, because it can be hard, and nobody wants to lose control. Oh, thank you. I try.
To wrap that around like that, like real talk. Like,
because you know what's funny about me doing the show, and I keep telling people this. I host another podcast, and I kind of have a bad reputation for how I am with men at times. Because sometimes men be lying, and they come and they do the podcast and they're not being honest. They're feeding us BS, and it happens all over the internet. And I feel like they can be overly critical of women. And so I can be a bit outspoken about it. But it's never that I don't want to listen. I'm always interested in understanding. I'm always interested in learning why people are the way that they are. And I think that the things that come out with me being outspoken about certain things, it's because it's frustrating when people try to act as if all Black women are the same and that we're a monolith as Black people in general. And I know that we're not. So I have really been enjoying being able to have conversations with Black men, listen, and instead of projecting my own thoughts, my own feelings, my own experiences on every man that I talk to, I want to hear about you and what you think and how you view the world and what your story is. And we just want to not be another platform that is telling you as a Black man who you are and why and what you do, and let you tell your own story. People say crazy things about you, right? And you tell us, but I have tunnel vision. I can focus. And I think that that's beautiful. And I think maybe other people out there can relate to that, or they'll feel inspired by that, because we see things that people say, and it's not always nice. Sometimes it is. But people say all sorts of things, but to hear you say, I don't worry about that. And I did this at my wedding because of this. And I love my wife. And you say all of these great things. And it's like, to be on the internet and see some of the other stuff, I would be frustrated. And it's crazy to me that, in a good way, that you can like ignore it. I couldn't ignore it. I'd be cussing people out in the comments sometimes. Like, don't catch me on a flight when I don't really have anything to do. Oh, I'm going to Instagram. I'm checking the comments. I'm clapping back. And I love to hear that you don't. I got to work on my self-control.
I don't even, I don't even post as much as I used to. Like, it's kind of starting to, I'll be honest, it's starting to bore me a little bit. Like, you want to live in the moment. My wife is going to be so mad. No, she's not. She ain't gonna care. No, it's kind of like, I'm not, the older I get, the more I'm just like thinking about other things. You know what I'm saying? And you said something just here. You said something about Black men. We want to know who you are. That's what you said. Black men, I'm gonna say this, a lot of us don't know who we are. We haven't been allowed. Yeah. Like, I'm an actor. I don't give a fuck about crying. I cry all the time. It's scripted sometimes for me to cry. I cry to let out my emotions. You know, I cried up here. You're fearing you can't release, brother, because why? You don't know. Because somebody told you don't.
Somebody told you it's less than a man.
Now you a slave to another nigga's belief?
And when you put it like that, is that really what you want for your life?
You a slave to another nigga's thought process, bro. I'm not nobody's slave. I ain't nobody's slave on the fucking internet. I ain't nobody's slave at my job. I ain't nobody's slave in my relationship. Life is too big for me to be a slave to somebody else's perception.
And that's a word right there, okay?
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, so
and I think everybody can
and it's
relate
not
to
ever
that.
in a disrespectful way. It's not ever like, I ain't your slave, dude. It's not like that. It's like, nah, I don't need to tell you that.
Right.
Right? But as long as you don't disrespect me here, I don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna not do what I feel because you have an issue with it. You know what I'm saying? As long as I'm being a good person and not infringing on you at all,
Yeah.
I'm not going to live. And when I say live, I mean live in a space, be in a space, just my authentic self. I ain't gonna not do that just because I have to now think about your perception. What? That's too taxing on me, man. I don't care that much. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, like I think that for me, when I freed myself from myself, damn if I'll let somebody else do it.
And I feel you on that.
The hardest shit was me. Fuck other people.
Yeah. Once you get over that, it's like, it's something that comes with feeling self-assured and
man.
removing the doubt. And when you have that sort of confidence in yourself, you're not really seeking it from other places. It can feel good to get it, but you don't need it.
Yes,
it gives you a sense of peace.
Like the people who rock with K and I, we love them. We wouldn't be who we are without them. But they rock with K and I. If you don't rock with us, you don't rock with us.
Bye.
It ain't even bad. It's like, ain't nobody trying to convert you, or ain't no, this ain't for you. Like there's a lot of shit that's just not for me that I don't even think about. And we don't live in that society, but I think I'm like, God damn, like that's a sad way to live. Because if I'm not thinking about it, I'm literally not thinking about it. And maybe that's a gift. I take that as a gift from God, because Kay even said, she's like, nigga, you are just not, when you're not involved, you're not involved. Like she said, you're either all in or you're like, psh.
That's good. You can stay focused that way.
And I like it, I guess, because I don't understand the mindset. That's what I always said. I was about to say it earlier. I've never been a hater. Your journey is your journey. I don't know what the fuck you did to get there.
What you need to hate on somebody else
for? What?
It's not gonna get you farther.
Why do you have so much at the end of the day, my nigga, I'm a little bit too self-absorbed in what I got going on over here to be hating on yours. Like, have it. Now, am I an admirer? Fuck yeah. Yeah. I'm the dude that actually come in the party and be like, yo, I saw your performance on such. You guys, people, I saw your performance on such and such. That was lit, bro.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys, we are out of time for the day. But I do want you to let everybody know where they can find you and what projects you have either currently out or coming out.
Okay. You can find me at Skyh Black on Instagram, SKYH BLACK. You cannot find me on Facebook at any of the Skyh Black pages that are on Facebook.
That's catfish.
You can also not find me on any of the Twitter pages. Currently, season 4 of All the Queen's Men is airing right now on BET+.
You can catch up and you can watch it. You can binge it.
You can binge it. Yes, on BET+. I'm sure at this point you can binge this on BET+. Season 4 of All the Queen's Men. And maybe season 2 of All the Queen's Men may be out by the time this comes out. Who knows? Also, my wife and I have signed on to do our first film together, producing with several others, and also with our Black House Media. We're very excited about.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And Black Coffee, man. You can get Black coffee at shopwithbet.com. And let us know what you think about it. Give me your info. I'll send you some.
Okay.
Let us know what you think. And we always love to hear the testimonials. And I think that's about it.
Well, thank you so much, Skyh. I really enjoyed the conversation. We're definitely going to have you back to talk about some more stuff. And we're going to hold on to that pinky promise.
We're going to hold on to that pinky promise.
I'm going to start writing, and you are going to start celebrating.
You better start writing that first one.
Yeah.
The work one.
The work one, you think I should start there?
Hell
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's a real one. So I just need to write down
what
happened.
One.
Yeah.
You can have a whole backstory just on it, like why, when did they do it? You can make it a thriller, actually. You can make somebody working there.
Like a thin line between love and hate.
No. Like somebody, like a single white female. Single white female meets thin line between love and hate.
Okay.
Right? They start working there intentionally to start sleeping with the guy to lure him because they're trying to get back at the guy, but also they did something to the woman. Yeah, you can work all. Yeah,
wait a minute.
it could be
I'm gonna have something to send to
it could
you.
be a thriller and a suspense. I'm telling you, that sells.
You got some ideas too. All right, you guys, we're gonna get out of here before y'all try to steal our creative ideas.
Don't y'all steal nothing. See, it's right. I'm gonna trademark this. When is coming up?
Okay, so make sure you guys check the description box. Everything that Skyh shared today is going to be in the description of this episode, and tune in next week for another great episode of the xoMAN podcast. Goodbye.